Welcome to Kill Team Casuals, a podcast all about Kill Team filmed in 3 different time zones by 3 different gents. We have a super special episode today. We got to wag collective chins with a hobby hero and all-round lovely dude, Jay from Eons of Battle. Enjoy.
Hey, and we are back for another episode. It's the Kill Team Casuals. Whoa! We've got our residential handyman. We've got Ben from Battle Brothers Tabletop.
Bang bang with a hammer, screw with a screwdriver. That's me. Saw with a saw. That's me. That's who I am. Passing it over to my good bud, the beanie guy himself, the beanie man, the beanie lord, Russ.
The beanie
the
lord,
man.
hat with the beanie, and I'm gonna throw it. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna to Rhys from Rhys to Wound.
Wow, that was a big intro, and it had to be. It was an exciting. Ben's obviously
because we have the biggest guest, a bigger guest than we deserve to have.
Ben's extending the studio space. Russ has shown himself out because there's a lot going on. We've got I would say, I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty excited about this guest. We know, Russ, you're a mess.
It's the most exciting guest.
It's very, very exciting, very cool. Some of you guys may know. Well, you guys know from the title, I'm sure. But some people guessed it. I gave a hint, and some people guessed it. And I should leave the clues and the riddles to you, Russ, because I'm way too obvious. I don't have the sweet spot. I don't have the gift you have. I was way too obvious. But we have a very special guest today, guys. Who is it?
Well, guys, it's Jay from Eons of Battle. Let's get it up over.
Mind right now.
Hey, who's that coming our way? Everybody look, it's our best friend, Jay.
Well, we said it. We said we've got a guest. Please welcome everyone. We've got Jay from Eons of Battle. Yeah!
Oh, my goodness.
I have a YouTube channel where we do painting and modeling and a little bit of talking about Warhammer. We upload 3 videos a week, and really, it's mostly about Kill Team. With a little bit of Age of Sigmar and 40K sprinkled in here
seasoning.
and there.
You guys played Kill Team last edition.
I did.
Right?
I played a lot of Kill Team 2018.
Now, would you say that the new version, we're gonna shock our listeners here, and we're gonna talk Kill Team for a weird amount of time here. Would you say this edition is better than the old edition? Are you a big fan of the glow up it's had?
Oh, without a doubt. The new Kill Team is so much better. Like, I liked 18, but as soon as I read the new rules, I totally understood the jank and the weirdness of old Kill Team. Like, the Gillerpox Infected and Euclidean Star Traders were made for Kill Team 2018, but they weren't. They were made for this new edition, and they had no place being in the old edition. And there were so many teams in Kill Team 18 that were truly unplayable for the whole entire time.
Yeah, I'm so glad the injury roll section got, and morale felt such a feel bad. The morale to be like,
it was.
It was the worst part about it. I'm so glad that that's gone. I do miss the list building slightly.
I do miss it too,
because it was always fun. But I think we've gotten rid of the things that needed to get rid of, basically.
Yeah, you'd probably really enjoy Warcry, because Warcry still has pretty much the same style of list building, and it's great.
Yeah, I do like Warcry. Warcry is great.
I did talk about once at one point thinking of doing Warcry reports on my channel. Then I realized that I barely get any videos done of Kill Team, let alone actually talking about adding a new game that I would also have to learn. So, life's taught me some things, and don't try to overachieve. You won't. So.
Yeah, we're not on that 3 video a week grind. We're aspiring.
That is
we're
an
trying
insane
to get there.
Pace. An insane
and some of
pace.
us are failing worse than others.
Now,
actually,
Jay,
at my painting desk right now, working on a Kill Team for a video.
Ooh, spicy.
I'm working on some Death Watch Marines, and they're going to be on Necron bases. Just classic Compendium Death Watch. Hopefully they'll get some new rules at some point.
Good thing. They did very well in a tournament recently. Death Watch. Apparently they got top 5, I believe, in their recent tournament. Someone took them very well. It's all the plasma you can take, because I think you can take three plasma with them, or 4.
You can take a combi plasma gun and plasma pistol. Or maybe 2 combi plasmas and a regular plas gun.
Damn.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
you can go plasma gun on the leader, right? A plasma gun for your gunner, or does it have to be maybe the combi? And then you can take, the fighter can take, I know, a plasma pistol. But I think it's 3, some combo
It's
of 3. Is that what
but
you're doing, Jay?
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually have them all magnetized, so I can have any options I want, but it's going to be all glass.
Ooh, okay. And now, is this the team you've been working on for a while?
Yeah, forever. I think I built these really
Yeah.
early on after reading the compendium, and then they've been slowly being pieced together, and so finally I've worked them into a video, so I get to actually finish them.
Is that the only way you get like painting projects done now? Because you produce so much content. Is it basically I have to make content out of it to get it done and officially done?
Pretty much. I work in the evenings sometimes on my own projects. Usually it's building things, because building tends to be the least entertaining.
Yeah.
And so I try to have the building done before the video starts, unless there's something really cool I'm doing. But yeah, most of the painting happens on the channel.
We had a bit of a chat, but pre-show when we were coming on, and we did wonder, your content creation pace is epic. Russ believes there's some form of secret sauce that you are on. What is the secret to creating content so consistently?
You have the secret. You have the power somehow.
I do.
You've worked through it.
Blood sacrifices.
I told you guys.
Yeah, no, the real way we do it is I have a partner with the channel, Nick. He does all of the editing, all of the behind the scenes uploading, and we work together, and we both work full time on the channel. So I write videos, shoot videos, and then Nick does all of the editing. So at any given time, there's always a video being worked on by the both of us.
And where do you purchase a Nick from? Where do you get those? Because I am in desperate need.
It all just sort of worked out. Nick and I have been friends since like elementary school. We've actually had YouTube channels during this whole period of time. All of those videos have been wiped from the internet. You can't get them.
Darn it.
Yeah, probably mid-high school. We were watching a lot of mini wargaming.
Prime.
And so we were like, well, we could do that. And so we just started doing that. And those are the earliest videos on our channel, probably from 8 or 9 years ago. And boy, are those videos rough.
Is there anything looking back that you were like, if you were to go back and watch that, you were like, we had that massively wrong, or any errors? Because my first few videos, I couldn't say compendium. I said compendominium for at least 2 or 3 videos before people pasted me about it. Is there anything you'd change? Anything you'd take back?
Yeah, we changed every single thing.
All of it. Okay. Yeah. Silly question.
Yeah, I mean, we changed camera equipment, actually learning how to work the camera equipment, audio equipment, writing the videos beforehand, coming up with ideas beforehand. We moved from doing tutorial-focused content to entertainment-focused content, where I'm a little bit more jokey, and I try to come up with a story to go along with every single video to keep people engaged and invested in the videos. The types of videos we produced. Yeah. I basically do a podcast called Models and Memories every Friday. And I think we're actually nearing episode 100. So, God, what is half an hour times 100? That much time is spent on camera every single week at a minimum.
Wow,
man! I can't believe it's only 100. Like it's like you're such a staple. Like for me and probably tons of other people.
I feel like I've been watching it for years.
Yeah, like watch cycle. It feels like it's been going on like forever. It's yeah.
Yeah, that's just, I think one big thing for us is that we are on a schedule. Every single video comes out 5 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So as crazy as our life and our work schedule gets, those are the pillars that everything rests on. So a Monday video is going to come out at 5 a.m. A Wednesday is going to come out at 5 a.m. And so it all just kind of, we slot in our work and our time into that, and then it just outputs videos.
My favorite one recently, and you got me with some really good clickbait on the front page, was we rescue a Warhound Titan, and it made me picture you like finding one on the side of the road and like picking it up, and it was covered in feathers and sores, and it was unwell, and you took it home and re-nurtured it.
That would have been a funny skit. That's not a bad idea.
You can use that. That's okay.
Great. I'll write that down.
Where do you come up with, like, how do you get inspired to do these rescue jobs? Is it just a bit like that opportunistic? Sometimes you'll be like, geez, I hate that. I could do it better. Or where do those ideas come from?
I have a document probably with close to 100 video ideas. And sometimes it's just a model. I want to paint this model. And so I'll wait for a topic to reveal itself to me. And then I'll plug those two together and they become a video. We schedule out pretty far. So like I know what videos are going to be made all the way until I think April.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Holy cow. Yeah. That's wild.
Alive.
Yeah. And a lot of that comes with, we do a lot of sponsors. And so we have to let them know what it's going to be.
I like it. So get a nick, get sponsors, rescue more hounds. I'm writing this all down.
Taking some notes. Cool.
Yeah, I am well known for notes, and I'm all over.
We've had really, really good growth since 2 years ago. Before that, it was lots of weird ups and downs. But I think keeping to a schedule, and if you're struggling with like getting views, I would say produce more videos and just try lots of things. And once something starts to click or you really enjoy this one type of thing, then double down and improve that, make it better. But yeah, because before, when we were struggling, we would make like one video a week. And if that one video doesn't perform, it just hurts your whole body. And then you're like, well, maybe the next week will do better. But you've waited all of that time where now our videos don't perform the hottest of the people who do this. But if we have a video underperform, well, there's another video in 2 days.
Yeah, no.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's, I like it. We can try again.
Just rain down blows on their head. And,
Don't have your schedule be 3 videos a week, though. Like maybe do that on occasion to try things out. But in general, I think probably once a week is at least once a week, or maybe once, like a couple times a month is solid.
That's awesome. I like it. I like this. So with I guess Kill Team, obviously you've got your Death Watch you just painted there. Who is your favorite team? We know obviously we hear bits and pieces of your battles, but who?
This you have maybe more than anybody that I know. You and Russ probably have the most kill teams of anybody that I know.
I have 17 kill teams.
Oh.
Is this Russ? Individual fire teams or kill teams?
No, 17 kill teams. I've only played 11 of them though.
Yes, yeah. There's the guys on the bench waiting for a chance to shine. Yes. I like it.
Russ, do you have more than 17?
I think I have about 30 individual.
Is that built and painted?
Yeah, built
and painted. Yeah. Because I started in the previous edition quite early, because I've got.
Wait a minute. How many Kill Team 21 teams do you have, sir?
I've got very few of the new. I've got maybe. 4 for the new system that were built custom.
So
maybe 5 or 6 for the current one. I still haven't painted my commandos, for example.
I count the old one. They're still on the shelf. They're still looking pretty.
Exactly. If Jay says okay, I'm taking it. Yeah.
I have 18 then if we count the old. Actually, I have 19 then if we count the old kill team. Oof. Some of them I've ripped apart and turned into new kill team. So, but I have 2 that are just unplayable and they're on the shelf.
Well, those 2 are Kroot and who?
It should be Kroot, but no, it's both of them are Space Marines.
Okay,
they're old squatty Space Marines who have all of the worst weapons you could take in old kill teams.
Like grav guns on everyone.
Yeah. I had a combi grav on my leader.
Well, grav used to be pretty decent on the old one, as I remember.
Yeah.
I've still got las cannons. I've got like a salamanders team with 2 las cannons ready to roll, and then there's no sign of them. No sign of them all in the new system.
Never coming back.
Come on.
Las cannons aren't sneaky, mate. They're not sneaky.
They're not, but neither's a heavy intercessor, and you can get 5 of those guys in a team. So
also true,
and they're a great team. Yeah, they're killing.
I don't remember the last time I've heard heavy intercessor and kill team in the same sentence.
I've played them once. Great, they're one of the teams I've got. Not good.
Yeah,
really.
They're 2 activation. 4 or 5 body Space Marines. That's not good.
No, it's like you know what them. They and the stealth stooge should be 3 APL, and then they're great. They're great. And then you can take 2 teams of the stealth suits at 3 APL, and that's some Tau shenanigans going on. But at 2
that would
APL,
be an
it's just
interesting team.
Not worth it.
I really want to build a Talons of the Emperor and play them with the 4 action points and see what happens.
I think they're viable now. I think they should go back up to 4 APL and go like, let's try it in the new system. I think they'd be all right. I don't think they'd be too powerful. I think they'd be okay.
Yeah, because they got nerfed. They got nerfed back when
right
the
out
only
of the gate
teams were Vet Guard and Commandos. So now we have a whole bunch of other teams running around that could hang. So I think
I'd
back
like
to 4 APL too.
Yeah. But so who's either your favorite to use, your favorite to look at longingly? Which team's which team is Flimmin' Flams?
Yeah, I have 2 teams that are Jimmy and Majams, and they're the worst answers possible. I love Compendium Crude. I really do.
Yes,
horrendous.
Crutox. Yes, I love the Crutox.
The Compendium Crude actually have phenomenal rules. They really do. Their only flaw is absolutely no ability to deal any damage whatsoever.
They can't
It's like a minor flaw.
They cannot. Yeah. I mean, I love the taking up to 3 Crude Hounds. I believe they can with a stratagem. Yeah, the Crude Hounds, you can take up to 3. They have the furthest movement in the entire game. The Crutox is an amazing asset.
Does he get killed super early for you every time you play?
Always. He's so big, he's hard to hide.
Fail. Without
turn 1, he just gets sniped every time.
Almost every time he gets sniped turn 1. But I love them. I've played them probably the most. I probably have 8 games with them.
I love that.
And I think I haven't played Farstalker Kinban yet.
What's your win ratio with the Crude?
In all of Kill Team, I think I have 3 wins. I've played maybe 50 games.
But what are 3 wins? What grade 3 wins?
Oh, they were great.
Memorable. Each one a winner.
So yeah, I love Crude. I'm not going to play them again. They're horrible. I'm working on playing real teams. But the other team that's also horrible that I adore is Compendium Sisters of Battle Ecclesiarchy, all Repentia.
Ooh.
A really fun team.
Nice. Well, your sisters look amazing on those ice bases. So is it a bunch of those in that same style? Or have you?
Thank you. Yeah, all separately. All to Repentia and the Sister Superior. Really fun team. I love their feel no pain rolls. It's so much fun to be my enemy to be like, I did 16 damage to you. And then I get to be like, well, let's see if you did 16 damage. And then roll my 5 ups, still fail and die.
You only did 13 damage to me now. So.
Yeah.
Still dead twice over, but okay.
They're not terrible, actually. Their rules are pretty solid. If you put grenades on as many operatives as you possibly can, you can give yourself a little bit of shooting. Where they fall apart is your opponent will learn them almost immediately and then just shoot them off the board because they have nothing.
Yeah, they hit like
they have
truck,
no shooting.
but boy.
Are your 3 victories the first 3 new opponents that you play with that team, and then the second time you play them, wiped off the board? It's like,
yeah, of course.
I've learned this team now. Step back, shoot.
Step back and shoot. That's all you have to do. But right now I'm working on learning the Hunter Clade, Adeptus Mechanicus.
Ooh,
they're a real team, and I'm actually being able to win with them.
Yes, nice. A good choice if you actually want to win some games there. I like this. This is and learning the lessons of a team that just shoots you off the board.
For sure.
You're taking that ability back. I like it.
even post nerf, after they've been nerfed, toned down just a little bit, still a great team. So balanced, so lethal. Just love them. I'm working on a dark mech conversion right now. And I'm assembling all the bits and pieces. I don't have anything actually put together yet, but want to lean into the body horror side of things. And so.
Nice.
Jay, I'm sure as a big time fan of the show, you obviously followed along very closely with our old sprue new you competition, which is basically we encourage ourselves and our listeners to, in the last month, to just get a team done. Someone that's been sitting on your desk for far too long, half done, in parts, in pieces. Is there someone that's copped that neglect from you? Obviously, it sounds like the Death Watch have been there for a while, but is there anyone else that's looking at you with sad, half-painted eyes, being like, why, father?
Yeah, I've bought all of the boxes that Games Workshop's come out with, so I've been splitting them with Nick, so he takes a team and I take a team, and so I still have the Blooded and something else unpainted. Oh, and the Imperial Navy Breachers are unpainted. I just got the Kazakin done, so I have that.
Nice.
Yeah, the Breachers.
That was the most recent video, the Kazakin. The 3 paint job.
That's 3 paints, 3 paint job.
I wish I did that.
I don't recommend it. You need at least 5.
I wish I did that. That was mine took ages.
If you pick 3 colors and then also give yourself black and white, you can make anything look amazing.
I see. I like it. Yeah, because they're technically shades, so it doesn't count. That's fine. I like it. The thing that I struggle with the Kassakin is the fact that I painted them and it took me a long time, and then they're not very good.
Nope.
And I've been trying to play them in a narrative campaign, and I've never wanted to change teams more in my life. I'm ready to tear it down.
You're stuck.
Could you not just like say they all defected and then become blooded? Just proxy. Just like, you know what? They were all sick of dying so much that they went chaos. And now they're a blooded team.
Say like, they all actually just got promoted to Tempestus Scions.
Yes.
Oh, that's the move.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Still a great compendium team. Sorry, Rhys. A compendium team. I forget how it's meant to be said.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't want you to embarrass yourself like that in all your videos, mate.
in front of the audience, in front of Jay, here I am saying it wrong. I'm glad you're here to keep me honest, honestly.
Sheldon taught me how to say that actually in the last show.
He's always helping out in the worst ways as Sheldon. So, Jay, we've got Gallo Falls coming out next.
Ooh, yes.
Who do you think? Who do you think's in the box? It's the last Into the Dark box for this season of Kill Team. Who do you think's going to be coming out of the gates for the last box?
Yeah. I want to hear what you guys have to say, but for me, if Games Workshop wanted to make me really happy, and I think make everyone really, really happy, the refreshed team would be Blood Angels, Terminator Assault Squad with an upgrade sprue, and brand new Gene Stealers. Classic Space Hulk.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? I think that's what everyone wants. Rhys, do you have any wild ideas of who it might be instead? I think that's
spot on with the Tyranids. I'm spot on with the Tyranids, but I'm just trying to think. I'm like, with what's happening, because obviously there's all the leaks now about 10th edition and what's happening in the next, there's all this sneaky stuff. There's lots of Dark Angels talk, and so I was thinking, could it even be, instead of Blood Angels, potentially, Deathwing Terminators maybe, because they're also classics from Space Hulk and expansion packs.
It could be.
I think there's definitely a lot to be said for, the classic. I think everyone wants Space Marines versus
Terminators and Tyranids,
and that's the classic. Yeah. But my thing is, I think Space Marines, but I'm going to lean towards some Deathwing Dark Angels getting amongst them.
Really?
Yes, that's
interesting.
That's my finger on the pulse. That's where I'm throwing it.
I don't think we'll get Terminators as much as my heart would love like Terminators versus Gene Stealers in this next box.
Yeah, man.
I don't think we're getting either. Is my guess. I think the Tyranid players, the poor Nid players, are going to have to wait until the rumored Nid refresh, and then we'll get a team, which super sucks. My number one hope is. Like, I know a bunch of people who are like, hey, are the leagues of Votann in Kill Team yet? I'm like, well, not really. Like, okay, I'll wait until they get a team. So I think Nids and Votann should be the 2 priorities. Ooh. Although, what's a human team nobody wants? Because that's what we'll get in the next box.
Chaos Convicts.
Yeah.
It's happening.
So lame.
It's happening.
It's just a human team that nobody cares about or nobody
Civilians.
wants.
What are the
48 models with 2 wounds apiece? They don't do anything. They can just like drown you in blood. Just they got a move called bleed on you. That's it.
The Imperial bureaucracy.
I think that's a very reasonable guess, and that the Terminators, Gene Stealers is a very wishful thinking guess.
Also true.
Yeah,
that would be the coolest thing for them to do.
Yeah. I do think I would love, like I say, the heart of I would just love. What I think they would do is, though, they would give us an upgrade sprue for the Gene Stealers and be like, you 100%. Can go another 40 years. You don't need new Gene Stealers. You can have this mutated. We can give you a better looking adrenal gland that you can slap on him and better learn.
Here's
be
a
like,
tentacle instead of a claw.
Yeah, that would be rubbish, but that's what they would do. And then they would do a brand new team of something else. It would be a human team that no one wanted.
The current Gene Stealers are from 2004. I don't know if they could make upgrades that fit them. They would have to like digitally rescan them in so that they could actually design something to fit.
That's just put on the base.
They might go that far. It might be more effort, but they would do it just to take that away from us, just to be like, no, you're not getting it. Yep. I'd love a like if it's going to be Gene Stealers, it has to be Gene Stealers. And I understand the argument for Votann, but I would still love some sort of, if they're going to do a random human team, that they finally do, like an Inquisitor comes to the Gallow Deep and they do an inquisitorial retinue type team with like, but it's like 6 people and they're all specialists, sort of like Space Marines, but like lower profile, and they just go, there you go. Because it would be the only thing that would make me forget about Terminators if they were like, have the Inquisitor team. I would like that, but I know it's not going to happen. I think it's going to be Votann and an upgrade sprue for Gene Stealers only. That's just going to be better looking adrenal glands.
Slightly.
Well, speaking of human teams, what do you guys think? Just before we move on, I don't know where we're going next. Before we move on,
that is our podcast in a sentence, is it not?
The between the Arbites and the Drukhari, the Hand of Archon or something like that.
Hand of the Archon.
What team? What team, Jay, are you most excited about for that box?
I'm probably most excited for the Dark Eldar, although I think I'm getting my hopes up to be disappointed because they're probably going to be fairly identical to the.
They look good.
What are the pirate team? The piratical pirates,
Corsairs.
I would assume they're going to be mostly that. I mean, they have the same bird, but
why?
I'd be interested to see those
He's
guys.
an attack bird. I watched the bat rep today. I watched the bat rep today while I was working. So the bird is an attack bird, which is kind of like a little bit cooler.
Yeah, that's something.
They can take a heavy gunner and a regular gunner.
That's good.
And they have one of their stratagems is for a CP, you can just skip your activation. And you're not losing that activation. You can just go, actually you go again.
Oh, that's...
And so there's some really cool stuff. In the Arbites.
That's nice.
The Arbites, like the handcuff guy, the BDSM handcuff guy, he has a move. It's called arrest, basically. So you charge in. Yeah, you charge in. You arrest them, and this model cannot move for the rest of the game while they're in combat with you. Yes, until an enemy model comes in. They cannot move.
And springs them in jail.
At least some of the Arbites models can shoot their shotguns into combat within 6-inch range. So think about this. Arbites, handcuffing losers. The other guy comes up, very thematic, just shotguns him in the back and keeps on about his business.
Well, that's justice. If I've ever
that's
awesome.
Both teams look pretty good, I think.
That's awesome.
That sounds amazing.
Of course, the guy from America is all like police violence. I get it. I see.
No.
First you handcuff them, then you shotgun them.
It's very strange.
You were on board with that far too quickly.
No. I'm not the only American here now. This time I'm not outnumbered. But I'm the only Florida man, which is the biggest sin you can commit. So
yes, exactly.
For one point, they can all take bear mace.
Does that work on the bird? Does that you mace the bird? I think it was. I actually do. The one thing I like is that they did. Like, I think they've done a good job of pumping up these teams, and I'm not sure if it's a case of it's like, when there's a movie that's not very good coming out and it gets lots of press, and so they pump it up so you'll go see it, or if it is good to see that GW is like excited, like getting the free battle report on Community and all that, and the lots of little teasers and reveals. Like, I am excited for the teams, and I think previously I was pretty low on them. I was a bit like, meh.
I was too. I was like, a human team and the same Eldar again.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And more Eldar, more space elves.
I was going to say, I was not jazzed with the Dark Elder models just because I really wanted new legs. And I know the kind of the base legs, the John Wayne U legs, or someone mentioned they were quite easy to kind of like kit bash and convert, but it shouldn't be on us to fix the models. They should have dynamic running legs. And I thought if they do an upgrade sprue, they'll get some legs and that'll look great. We've already got legs, witches. Just throw in some witch legs. They'll work with the Cabalite bodies. And then I swapped my focus and I thought, you know what? They'll get us with the rules. They'll give us some really interesting rules because I love Dark Elves. And I was like, they'll give us some good rules and I'll love them again. So I'm holding out hope. I might watch that battle report. It sounds interesting at the very least that they've got this outside the game strong. Kind of thing.
The best thing that I've seen, did you guys see on the transfer thing that they've got the chalk outline you can put on your base?
Yes.
What?
Literally a chalk outline, like a body like this.
Did you see the one where the head is severed from the body? It's pretty brutal.
I don't know why.
And there's like vehicle decals or vehicle stencils, which is really neat. So you could make your own like Arbides rhinos.
I'm glad they cleared that up for us too. They did do the pronunciation this week as well. They're like, since we're releasing this, we better tell you how to say it. Like as a team effort, don't embarrass yourself.
My favorite thing is that there are guys or gals out there calling Tyranids Tyranids. I didn't know that was a thing. I never heard Tyranids before.
I did take it the Xenos.
Yeah.
Now I've confused which is the correct one, but it seemed much of a muchness.
Yeah, I've never heard anybody say Xenos either, but I don't know.
I think it's Xenos.
We've got 3 different time zones.
I'm so pretentious.
It's us. We don't know what we're talking about. We just make it up most of the time.
You made the language. You get to make it up. You're like, actually, guys.
That's the cool thing. That is the cool thing. We've got that. Yeah, that's what. Pulling rank. Yeah.
Have you guys? This might be a bit of just a random question, but have you guys watched many of the Warhammer Plus battle reports, and do you like them? Do you enjoy them? Russ,
I've watched some of them. I really like it when they create something kind of unique, like they did a black and white kill team game for Blood Angels show, and they did a Christmas themed Grotz versus something, like just a Christmas episode, and I thought those were excellent. Their normal battle reports, I find them very nice, very like watchable, but
Yeah, I never come away feeling like I learned. Like, when you watch a lot of other battle reports, I feel like I learned something, or I might get an insight into the game. They feel very like big picture, like you can see we're doing the things, but I never feel like I learned much from it. I'm always like, okay, it was presented well. It's like sugar, like it's nice, but there's not much substance to it,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when I watch any battle reports, I watch them show off the armies, and then I just scroll all the way to the end and see who won.
Who won? I like it.
That's what I do with GFN and 3 Saloon.
Those
two channels. That's what I do. I watch the beginning. Sometimes I don't even watch.
I was going to say, don't lie. You don't watch.
Most of the video in the middle is just me just slagging off Battle Brothers Tabletop, so you're not missing anything. Just like a 20-minute hate speech against you. That's pretty much it. That's why my channel's booming at the moment. A lot of people in there for the hate. Don't read the comments, man. Just keep going.
The best way to watch.
Yeah. No one watches for hate like those guys.
What do we all think is going to happen once the proverbial fall of the gallows? Where does Kill Team go next? Do we know that obviously we've got the Arcs of Omen, so it's all linking up at the moment. But once we get sick of boarding actions
I think it's going to a vibey mushroom jungle.
Is
where it's going next.
You mean a mushroom cave? Because I know someone's already got their finger on the pulse there and sorted us out with some terrain.
I have no idea what comes after Gallo Fall. There's very few teams that still need anything, like Custodes, Tyranids. A smattering of compendium stuff is still left to do, but I would like to see. They're not going to do this. I would like to see rules, like maybe even just narrative mission play rules for 60mm base guys, Dreadnoughts, Wraith Lords, maybe Venoms, Homunculi. Like, I think that would be a really, really fun way to spice up games of Kill Team.
I would love that. Yeah.
That would be great. Like, you kind of elites.
Yeah, new elites, basically.
I'd like more named characters. I think there needs, having a bit more, like, because I actually really like the Hierotech Circle, like having your clear leader model who is the bit of the powerhouse who drives your team. I like that. I thought with the Dark Eldar in this team that's probably what we would have gotten. But yes, it will be an upgrade sprue, but there might be a new, not just a hand of the Archon. We might get the whole Archon.
The Archon.
Yeah, like
the Archon pose that needs to get changed slightly. I've got one and I kind of love it, but it's such a weird pose. It would be cool to get like an action pose instead of a quick take my picture pose for a 41st millennium evil slaver lord. Like, it feels weird that he's posed for a photo for his LinkedIn page.
Straight out of the coffin, he's just sat up. He's like,
it's kind of that, isn't it? Oh,
in the shadows.
It's a bit weird. Yeah.
I love Heretic Circle as a kill team. They're just so underpowered, but I like the rules. I like how different they are. Yeah, I mean, Deathmarks suck, but they don't have to.
It could be better if they had better rules.
Yeah, I think that it's a great little kill team with the two little spidery dudes and the monstrous 50 millimeter Technomancer and the Apprentech, which is one of the greatest names Games Workshop has ever created.
Not an apprentice. Wait, whoa. We're going to make him more Necron. How do we do it? Tech.
It feels so Disney, the Apprentech.
It does.
The Sorcerer's the Technomancer's Apprentech. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Straight out of the Lexicon, I liked it.
Yeah. I would say I would quite like, I think when they started doing that stuff, which it felt like it was pretty early on in the previous edition of Kill Team. Like I think Commanders came out pretty quickly and then Elites came out again quite sharply afterwards. It felt like that was the end of it being competitive in a way because it became so hard to balance it. I almost feel like, I don't know how far we're on, but as soon as we see a Commanders, it'll take probably the community to re-level it, but that'll probably be signaling us that maybe a new edition, which I don't want because I like this edition now. I know I say that every time, but that's almost on its
like
way if we see a Commando. It really does. It feels like it's just in its infancy, really.
Yeah, I feel like if they were to add in new things that you could swap in as operatives to the existing kill teams, that there's no way that'll ever work. They would have to be brand new kill teams.
Yeah.
That are the same as the old ones. Like a new Wormblade kill team that's just different operatives to the ones you could take before.
Yeah. I would love that, actually. I don't know if they'd ever do it, but I would love different takes on, again, like I love Scions. We just got Kasrkin. I don't love the Kasrkin. Like I would love if they would just. I mean, we'll see.
Sitting right here.
Do you want the elite Cadian shock guard team?
Yeah.
Is
So
that what you want?
Maybe they will. Maybe it's possible that they would do that because you have guard and you have the Kasrkin. So maybe in the future we will see that. I would love that. I think that'd be very cool.
Nothing wrong
like
with
some
more teams as long as they
kill team, like Aberrants, like a Gene Stealer kill team.
Yes.
So much fun.
Stealthy Aberrants.
So
I love it.
Oh yeah, Rax. Some of those mandrakes. Where's the mandrake kill team, man?
I'm still upset about the lack of mandrakes in this.
Those are my favorite.
Where's the slith?
Where is half the Dark Eldar range? They got rid of all the Finecast, and there's currently like half the Codex is unplayable.
Kill team, they need to bring it in. Get a Medusa and kill team.
We're the gateway drug. Kill team's the gateway drug to bigger and better things.
Speaking of scaling up, Jay, are you interested at all in the boarding actions, 40k boarding actions? Does that tempt you at all?
I will definitely play it because I'm gonna have 4 sets of this Into the Dark terrain. To be honest, I haven't played any 9th edition because we're just so busy. We can get 2 hours together to play Kill Team, but we can't get a whole evening to play 40k. If 10th edition is all that it's alleged to be, hopefully it'll be a simplification and I can get some games in. I think Kill Team. My biggest pet peeves with 40k is there's way too many ways to score points. Like you can get 100, win with over 100 points. That's too much math. I think Kill Team has it about right with 20, and really it's 18.
Yeah. Exactly.
I can count to 18, but I can't keep track of 100. And then stratagems are also a big pain.
Oh god, yeah.
That's the biggest one where there's so many. It's just like whoosh.
Have you seen with the new codex, the World Eaters one, that they reckon that might be a sneak peek into the next edition, that it's literally 1 page of stratagems, but they're all usable as opposed to 6 pages and you might use them once in a blue moon if the stars align correctly and the water levels are correct. Some of them are so situational that you'll never use them, or they're not that useful. But they reckon there's only X amount in the World Eaters, but they're all good. You'll use all of them, and I'm like that.
Yeah, I would definitely appreciate that. I loved early 8th edition with the compendiums and the 3 generic stratagems that all armies had access to. That was a magical time in 40k's history.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for the simplification because the boarding actions is a little bit there though, because this is meant to be the quick Warhammer, isn't it? That it's meant to be, you can play it in, because you only got, was it 500 points worth of units or something?
It feels like a
that's
combat
small.
patrol.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm excited for these new boxes that are definitely not start collecting boxes.
Yeah, just exactly the same ones repackaged a little bit. Like, yeah, I thought that was a bit weird. Just new boxes. I do love them though.
It says it's on the box. It's completely different. It's a boarding action box.
Yeah.
Very specific. It's fine. I'm upset because my 40k Army Imperial Fist. The rule that they gave them for the boarding actions is the rule that, like, and it costs you a CP to use, is the rule they already have. It's like the chapter tactic is that they ignore cover, like when shooting at someone, and you can also spend a CP for that unit to ignore cover. Like that's their special.
Oh, just one unit,
Double down.
Not even army wide.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember if it's one unit or the army wide for a turn or whatever. But so I was like, how
we barely know Kill Team. We're talking out of our 40K.
Well, from 40K, what about Old World? Who's excited for Old World? Yeah.
Not at all.
Not at all, Jay? No dice?
No. I like Age of Sigmar a lot. I think it's a great game. I don't want to play less cool factions.
Oof, swinging hard. Hard for these guys.
Oh,
I mean, if they make new models, they'll look lovely and be awesome. But I wouldn't want to resurrect the old stuff.
Which is exactly what they're doing. And literally, we just saw
planning.
It's also the skeletons.
It's real bad. That's what I'm into.
Yeah.
That's just basically the blood again.
Snotling pump wagon out.
Yeah. Well, Russ, I reckon it's about that time. We've got Jay.
Speaking of pump wagons and wagons full of pump, are we ready for Legions of Russ? So,
not at all.
I am prepared.
Are your hearts and souls
I've got
prepared?
my 5th edition Space Marine Codex right here.
Oh,
never has a man been so prepared for Legions of Russ. So, this is going to be weird. Let's play it over.
Good luck to us, we'll only say this once. It's finally time for Legions of Russ.
Oh, what a beautiful intro there
yeah.
from the lovely John Mayer and Ben. I think Ben was involved. We are in to Legions of Russ, Season 2, and it is the second Gestinental belt game.
Goodness gracious.
Give me the belt, baby.
Can't wait to play.
In honor of our guest, I have rewritten the rules in an attempt to make them more understandable.
For us, that we do it every week. Not for us.
Well, Jay knows. To be fair, Jay knows. It's for everyone at home. Jay is a big fan of the show.
Of course.
Yeah, Jay knows this game inside and out.
Yeah,
inside and out. But just for the benefit of those listening for the first time.
Yeah.
Welcome to Legions of Russ, Season 2. As always, I will read out a cryptic clue/riddle describing very loosely a Space Marine chapter. Generally, it's an obscure one, but who knows, it could be your favorite. Nothing is off the table as we continue. Chaos Warbands, Guard Regiments, or even Xenos factions might also feature, so don't get too comfortable. So, how do we score it? I read out the cryptic clue. If you can guess the full answer correctly, you get 2 victory points. And bragging rights, obviously. If you can guess the partial correct answer, at my discretion, obviously, you get 1 victory point, and the total victory points get reduced by 1. This is where it gets complicated.
Do I get 2 victory points per having a tabletop-ready paint job?
You Jay,
I think you do. That's a Jay special rule. Yes.
You know what? If you can produce the correct faction painted kill team, you get an extra 2 victory points. In the theme of the said named cryptic clue, which means if someone has guessed the rest of the answer before we move on to clues, they get also 1 victory point. But if everyone is stumped, we move on to the clue territory, and regardless of any partial guesses, the total victory points available is 1. You know what? I think we just
Russ? You know what, Russ?
I've got an example.
That was a great rewrite. I'm not confused at all now.
Yeah, good. That cleared up so much of nothing. I feel great.
So I've got
Somebody
an example.
get GW on the line. I think you fit right in.
I'm just waiting for the call. I'm waiting for the call. They go, we need you. People are picking up the rules too easy. Russ, come and help us out.
Russ, 10th edition.
10th edition's all me. 11th edition, the one where we plummet and no one plays. So I've got an example to give you. So I'm just going to read. So this is an example of a Legion of Russ cryptic. So my prior romantic partner detonated a device frying all electronics for their new Swedish lover.
Rhys.
I got that.
You know, you don't have to guess this one. This one is
I want the points.
Exemplars. Exemplars.
Yeah,
So I'll break that down.
Exemplars.
My prior romantic partner, X, detonated a device frying all electronics, EMP, which becomes EMP, for her new Swedish lover, which a common name in Sweden is Lars, so it becomes X, EMP, Lars. That is sort of what we're dealing with when we look at
Okay,
these.
so it's wordplay more than trivia.
I guess.
Yes.
But there will be clues.
Okay.
And the clues are not trivia related.
Nor do they help much.
They don't really help at all. So Ben is our current reigning champion for the Gestinental title. He won the last one that we
Feels
had
good to
that
be king.
was hosted by the amazing AO Adrian. But we will see who is going to taste victory today. As
I would have
always,
had the first one.
guess. You had the previous season. You were the you got taken at the end.
One by a
not.
smidge.
By a smidge.
I was
So if you want to guess,
you didn't.
if you're listening on transport at home, your name is your buzzer. So shout out your name and guess. Just scream it out and obnoxiously loud, especially if you're on a bus next to that lovely old lady. Scream your name real loud and then come in with your guess. We'll try and be as forgiving as possible, but Rhys takes no prisoners.
That's true.
This is how he rolls.
Before we started, they said they were going to go easy on me. This doesn't sound easy.
That was a lie
It's
to get
never
you on the
easy.
show. That was a lie to bring you in, and now you're in the dog cage, baby.
Ideally, I would for you, Jay. I was going to make them all Black Templar successor chapters, but as we know, they don't have any successor chapters, so it was quite difficult. So I would have done that.
You wait till Ben
But-
takes his shirt off and just starts swinging it around his head.
Bam Bam Bigelow's back. So
Let's Magic Mike this thing, boys.
this thing.
That's
Ben, are you ready?
No. Yep. Let's do it. Let's
as
do it
always,
anyways.
no. Rhys, how are you feeling?
quivering in anticipation.
Jay, level with me. How bad a mistake was this?
This was a pretty bad mistake. I mean, obviously, I know the 20 founding chapters. I know a smattering of other ones, Flesh Terrors, Shining Skulls, but the Revilers, but...
Wait, sorry,
so
let me write those down. What were those ones? What were
Jay
those
just
ones?
got 4 victory points for guessing them without clues, and is now the victor of the Gestinental Bale.
So
Get
here's
the time
the
right
only
now.
way I can fudge my way through these. Rhys, you might have an input here. Just think of all the 40K words that
Yeah.
you would exemplars, the reclaimers, or like words that would you would never hear in real life but are very 40K. Just let those marinate and sort of feed off those. That's the only way I can fudge through this.
And I've got a pen and paper. I write things down. So, like, if I break it down, I literally write it down.
I like your help is I write stuff down.
Yeah.
Write stuff down.
Yeah.
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 Just
None of it's 40K related either. It's just my thoughts and feelings.
Just journal.
Yeah.
just pain. Every word just says pain.
Yeah. Russ heard me
I
again today.
think these are relatively easy. I mean, I say that every time and they're the hard ones. I think these are decent. I don't think they're too, but we'll find out. As always, we'll find out together. Gentlemen, let the great experiment begin. This is your first Legion of Russ. Never as good after Collins left, although his lips were all dry and horrible, so bad in fact that he had to go to the hospital in a rush. I will repeat it for Ben slightly slower.
Thank you.
Ben, can I do a partial guess?
Oh!
Oh, wow.
Chapter?
Oh my, yes. Ben gets 1 victory point shooting it out of the gate with a hip fire
baby.
on chapter.
Yeah,
Do you want to tell us
baby.
how you got there, Ben?
Yes, I could. I might be a little early. Might be a little early to give
points.
Hold on. Is
there a chapter with chapter in the name? Or
yeah,
no, it's
that's
just that it's one of the chapters.
It's a Space Marine chapter.
Correct.
No.
Okay, so
it's his lips
I'm not really thrilled to give
dry
away.
and horrible.
I'm not. Yeah, so chap lips ER. I didn't really.
And then ER chapped lips, and he went to the ER in a rush, the emergency room. So yes, chapter is indeed the second word in this chapter.
All
if that helps
That's a
anyone
weird
at
name
all.
for a Space Marine.
Yeah,
So
it's the chapter.
So
give
this
that to us
means
again, please, sir.
there's one victory point left on the table before I go into clues. But the first part of this that hasn't been guessed yet is never as good after Collins left. And this may be an opinion, but it should at least give you an idea. And I can move into clues if we need to.
Never is good.
Never as good
Collins
after
left.
Collins left.
What Space Marine chapter has chapter in its name?
I'm drawing a blank.
Hey, Ben, best chapter.
It's
Is
not,
it the?
I'm afraid it's not best. Do you want me to move into clue territory?
Absolutely.
I got nothing on this.
We're going in. So because we've already guessed partial, this still means we're one victory point's up for grabs, but another partial guess is going to reduce it. So it's probably just going to be whoever gets it now with clues is probably going to get it because there's only 2 words. So
Checks out.
never as good after Collins left. So this also could be said about Peter Gabriel, who also left and was maybe there at the same times as Collins was there. And if
Ben.
you're...
I know what it is.
I'm sorry, guys. I love this Genesis chapter.
Yeah.
Genesis chapter. That is indeed the chapter. So Ben ends up getting all 2 points for the first Legions
He
of
got
Russ.
me by
So
a bee's wiener there. I felt it in my waters.
he was
yeah.
close. So the Genesis chapter is a second founding successor or primogenitor Space Marine chapter of the legendary Ultramarines, Ben's favorite. We all know. They've actually got a cool little
Half of
quote.
the successors are Ultramarine successors.
There's just so many splintering off them. They've got a fair bit amount to them. They've got a decent-ish paint job. I'm going to say it's pretty much Blood Angels, and they've got like it's just red. It's nothing special. They've got some decent looking. They've got like a white stripe down the front of the helmet, and their sigil's all right. It's like an upside down triangle, doing the diamond cutter again, and then it's got like the kind of like the an arrow kind of going up. It's all right. It's funky shapes basically.
Okay.
Funky shapes.
They're old news. They're old news. Let's move on to a new chapter.
Jay,
I was gonna say-
on a scale from 1 to 10, Jay, how do you rate that name?
I've heard
Genesis
the names.
chapter.
I've heard that name before. And when I heard it, I was pretty sure they were an Ultramarines. They were an Ultramarines chapter.
It was so bland, it had to be Ultramarines, right?
Yeah, of course.
Genesis chapter. Yes, they were there at the beginning. Yeah, it's not a great one. So let's play it in up over itself again.
Good luck to us. We'll only say this once. It's finally time for Legions of Russ.
Jay, just to level with you, we do have more of these. I know you.
Is that what you want to
this
happen with your time?
You're at the dentist and they've just been like, boom, that's most of the, it's done, and you're like, cool. And he's like, there's 2 more, and you're like, ugh. So we do have 2 more. Just in case.
I'm
we
ready.
don't have to go through them all. You're ready. He's with us.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'll get these next
Okay.
two.
I was
What
going
a
to say, we
trooper.
do even have a tiebreaker if everyone manages to get the same amount of scores.
At this rate, it's not looking good.
It's not looking
for me. I'm not on today.
blasted them.
Yeah.
Ben just
That's the-
blasted
Sorry,
through.
guys.
Sorry,
fellas.
If there was performance enhancing testing, Ben, you would be getting a notification because this is so unlike you. They would be all over you.
Sorry, guys.
There'd be
I'm
a knock
so
at the
sorry.
door and they'd be like, sir, pee in this cup because we're onto you.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm famously bad at this. I'm famously bad. I like Jay's tactic, just letting the knowledge wash over.
I picked the wrong one. This is the 5th edition codex. I should have grabbed the 3rd edition codex because it has more information on other chapters.
On the Genesis chapter, especially. Yeah,
they would be in that.
They would be guaranteed. So we're going to shake it up, and we're going to do another one. I'm just going to give you I'm going to give you a clue, though. It isn't a Space Marine chapter this time.
Ooh.
So
all that knowledge you just absorbed. Jay's just like, what am I going to do with this?
So I'm going to throw in a traitorous warband just because of the old 40k lexiconum that Ben has now through all his games of Legions of Russ. I like to stump him every now and then with a Chaos Warband because he's not as hot on these. So let's move in to the second. Everyone at home guessing. Again, make sure you shout out your name and then come in with your guess. This is the second Legions of Russ. I always find it hard to start these. I know I get in really close to the mic and I start going to the ASMR style. I'm like, Is everyone ready? Yes. Let's begin. I don't know why the hand comes. I'm like I'm karate chopping. So, everywhere hurts. Time for a lazy day with my old school 2-screen Nintendo, or do I take this out for a spin and listen to a little bit of Cradle of Filth to relax? This is a bit longer, this one, so I'm just going to read it out again. Everywhere hurts. Time for a lazy day with my old school 2-screen Nintendo, or I could take this out for a spin and listen to a little bit of Cradle of Filth to relax. What? So, no one's coming with a guess, so I'm going to break it in. This is, again, 2-point territory. I'm going to break it into its individual words. So, the first word is made up of everywhere hurts. Time for a lazy day with my old school 2-screen Nintendo. That is the first word. There is an adjoining word which is not part of the riddle. And then the second word is, or I could take this out for a spin and listen to a little bit of Cradle of Filth.
There's too much music knowledge in your things, I've decided. As someone who is musically challenged. Let's
take a pause here. Because I have 0% of this. Jay and Rhys, where are you guys?
I have
0%.
I did say Nintendo, yeah.
Cradle of Filth and Nintendo. I love the chorus.
I'm guessing that Cradle of Filth. I'm guessing Cradle of Filth is like a metal thing, like a hardcore or something. But that's all that I have.
I think should we move into guess territory? Then I can give you some hints freely. Is anyone likely to snipe this?
I've obviously got the answer, but I just want to help Jay.
Obviously,
I just want to help. I'm a good guy like that. Helping the team. I want to have fun.
Because of that mentality, if Jay gets this with clues, he's still going to get the 2 victory points, but you two chumps get the 1.
I know if I agree with that.
Because that's in the spirit of playing. Let's move into clue territory. So, to clear up, Cradle of Filth might be a bit British. So I'm just going to say this is a subculture of like a melodic metal type of like a subculture that would wear a lot of dark clothing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that's only half of the possible trade relations.
Rhys, can I pop out just the second part?
I guess
this might be. Is it Kargoth?
Holy moly! What is going on? That is a victory point to Rhys for a partial guess.
I'm going home. So
that's half
okay, so
a point.
Goth, sure.
We're in half
but what
point,
is?
So I might take this out for a spin.
Explain how you got there.
Well, I went online and I said, be better at Legions of Russ. And there was a picture of you on this site I went to, and it was like, Ben recommends. No, because take it for a spin. So I had car.
That didn't even register in my brain.
And I knew, I only know Cradle of Filth in passing, but I knew that they were like a metal band, so I was working with metal. But then when Russ sort of said subculture, and then I just went goth, car goth.
Kargoth.
And because it's chaos, I assumed it can be made up words as well. It have to make sense.
Essentially. So
I'm assuming it's something of Kargoth. So maybe
that is correct.
Rhys.
It is something. He's coming in with a
Disciples
second
of
guess.
Kargoth.
It is incorrect.
Okay, that was
close.
Let's pause here.
Yeah.
Jay, how are you feeling? Do you have any guess here?
No,
So
Neither do I. Can you give us
this
the
is
beginning
ridiculous.
this is
again?
going to be
Sorry.
Jay, it definitely is. You're not wrong.
you're like, this is personally a tragedy. You're like my YouTube hero, and here I am crucifying with these horrible riddles. But I'm going to try and be nice. This just for Jay. Ben, Rhys, don't listen. So, everywhere hurts. Time for a lazy day with my old school 2-screen Nintendo. So you can basically scrap time for a lazy day with my old school, and it's just 2-screen Nintendo, and everywhere hurts.
Ben, I'd like to lock in a bin.
Ben, go to hell. Ben, this is not
Okay,
your
whoa.
time.
Yeah.
Ben,
Which part of
Okay.
this is for Jay? Did you not get?
Ben. You can back the hell off, son. Jay, what do you need? What do you need to get you there?
I have to build
Don't listen
a
to him.
prefix out of 2-screen Nintendo.
Yes, that is the end of the first word. So the end of the first word is a Nintendo, an old school Nintendo that had 2 screens and would flip. And then the beginning of that first word is the kind of like feeling you get when you wake up and everywhere aches. You would say, God, I'm really, or you might be cutting wood.
Or cutting limbs. Or cutting a person.
A magician
Ben,
bites
no
someone
idea what
in
you're getting
half.
at.
Ben, do you want to come in, Ben? I know you're dying at it. You didn't
Please
say your
do.
name.
Please do.
Ben.
Ben, Swords DS of Kargoth.
That is
Oh.
correct. You will also get a half point. Both you and Rhys get a half point for Swords of Kargoth, which is indeed a Chaos warband who are formerly loyal Astartes of the Swords of the Presium or the Praesium chapter, but they are currently Chaos Undivided. Yeah, so they basically were. I think they were 2 once loyal companies of Space Marines, and then they turned to Chaos out of desperation because they got trapped on Acropolis Vega within a warp storm for 70 Terran years, and then they just went a bit nuts and were like, you know what? Guess we're Chaos now, and then they went nuts. But yeah, they've got a decent like armor scheme. They've got like either really dark green or black, and then it's kind of like red trim, but they've got kind of like molten lines on their legs, just the legs, no reason. And then just no reason, just the legs, molten legs. And then they've got like a weird kind of chaosy looking skull with horns and bad teeth as their sigil.
Nice.
I went when you said the Nintendo thing. I don't know why, but I had like NES, like the original NES, because it said old school.
Yeah.
So my brain went real old school, and then I was like soreness. I was like DOMS, like delayed onset muscle soreness. So I had
Wow.
I had Dom's
Damn.
nest. I was like Dom's nest of Kargoth, and I'm like, that's not even in the Chaos Lexicon. That's not in there. I was like, don't say that out loud until now, I guess. So Jay, don't worry. I was not in the same neighborhood as the answer. So this game sucks at the best of days. Like,
We
love
understand
it,
Russ's
but I'm
twisted
not-
mind at this
I'm
point.
not good at it.
After
I'm
2
not.
seasons of this, we understand his twisted brain.
Yeah.
I think that's more of basically Legions of Russ is understanding my illness more than understanding the clues.
And if you'd like
these
to
guys
make a
just-
donation, we will find a cure for Russ and Legions of Russ.
That's what
The
the
Legions of Russ
patrons for.
Foundation.
That's what it's all for.
Within the next 5 years, we will find a cure.
So we do have another.
Give us the last one. Why not?
It's
We're
shotgun.
going again.
It's
You know what?
shotgun
I love
right
it.
into our faces.
I love
right
this
now.
energy.
We're
This is
going
amazing.
again.
Like
Let's
our
go into the
shotgun
intro
right into our
because
face.
we play it thrice. Who
Good luck to us. We'll only say this once. It's finally time for Legions of Russ.
And we're back into the final Legions of Russ with the scores looking at Ben's looking to take away his second straight victory on Guestinental. But as the arbiter of the rules, I'm going to say if Jay gets this, I might just let him win. I might give you 3 victory points just to snub Ben, because I don't think Ben should be getting another victory because he's getting very big for his boots.
You're only as good as your last game, guys. Last shot wins.
So, is everyone at home ready? Guys, are you ready?
Woo!
Jay,
body and soul.
This is going to be like, what you're about to say is you're going to say like, first start to the right, straight on till morning. Stanley Kubrick needs a haircut. Clearly, I was talking about the Shining Skulls. That's what I'm hearing.
He gets it.
Have you been peeking at my notes? This is legitimately what this is. Yeah. So, guys, let's get into this.
Let's dig in.
We do have a tiebreaker should we need it, but this is that, and that's fastest finger. But let's get into the last one. So, this notable figure in entertainment had an absolute meltdown on TV and was screaming and shouting about the injustice of it all. This is one word. So feed that into the lexicanum, the 40K kind of word generator. It's one word chapter. We're back on to loyalists. And it's this notable figure in entertainment had an absolute meltdown on TV and was screaming and shouting about the injustice of it all. So there's 2 parts of this one word. I feel like I need a message day and it's like, give me like a starting letter. Has anyone got any ideas?
Ooh, I guess the Mentors, because they're a one-word chapter.
It's not the Mentors.
Is that the whole clue?
The Mentors. That's the whole clue.
Can you give it? It's 2 words or one word?
There's more clues if you want them, but this is just
no. But I mean, that's it. It's just this person had a meltdown, and that's it.
Yep. So I'll break it down. So there's 2. I've broken the word down into 2 sections. The first section is this notable figure in entertainment. First section. Had an absolute meltdown on TV and was screaming and shouting about the injustice of it all is the second part of the word. So I've broken them down in second, but it is still one word.
I'm just going to say it. All I had was Kanye. I just thought that was like, that was my
entire... That is it.
Like, is that the chapter? Is it Kanye?
It's the Swords of Kanye. Yeah, founded
I was
in
just trying to think of like famous people had breakdowns. I thought it might be like Kane something or I was expecting there to be more, and then I'm like, I just have the word Kanye written down.
It's written down. So
right.
no one's guessing.
Revilers, salamanders.
This is how Ben plays the game.
This is good. Uzi him out, Jay. Come on.
He just keeps going.
Keep going.
So I'll start giving clues. I'll start giving clues.
I'm gonna shoot a guess before we move on. I don't know.
If you get it, Ben, you're gonna have to pay for this later.
It's one word. There's no
I will not be happy,
something.
But it's not the something. No. Just
okay. I don't think I have anything in that case.
Not
good.
Kanye.
Correct answer. No. So let's move into clue. I'll move into clue territories. Yeah, I'm swinging for you, Jay. I want this. Yeah. Ooh.
Is there a chapter called Reavers?
There probably is, but it's not this.
Yeah, there probably is. But
it probably isn't. They've got
not the right answer.
Yeah, it's not the right. It's a good one.
I don't remember Christopher Reeve having a breakdown on TV as well, like a rant. That's the only way.
It could have been. That in. So we'll move in. Okay. So I'll start with the first part. This notable figure in entertainment. We're not talking about a specific. We're talking about a general term for a famous person, but more specifically in the entertainment business. Is
it the full word, or would you say it's an abbreviation of that word you'd use?
Rhys, go to hell. Go to hell right now, because I think I know you've got it. So you shut your goddamn mouth. No, you are correct in that it is an abbreviated term for a longer word that means, in kind of current parlance, would mean someone who is popular generally in the entertainment industry. Rhys, did you want to have a guess?
No. I got
That's
yelled
correct. I didn't think so. No. Do you want to have a guess?
No.
Rhys?
I don't know if I've got it.
Are you sure?
I'd like to hear more clues.
Oh, well, that is kind of the first clue is a kind of like an abbreviated term. It's sort of like a slang term, you might say. I think it's more frequently used for someone who's less famous. You can have between A to Z list these, basically. And the second part would be something that someone would do and is generally done in a public forum, much like Kanye does a lot.
All right, I have about 78 guesses because I have the wiki open. Absolvers, obsipitators, adulators.
You just run down the entire list. Skip.
I said give them to us.
We got time.
There's not actually that many one word chapters.
There's not a lot of them. It's a harder one to get.
Avengers, Benedictors.
There's an Avengers. How long?
There is an Avengers. I believe they're red.
An amalgamation of lots of different heroes.
So years ago, I made a video. It was an animated, I guess, music video where I wrote my own, like the famous periodic table of elements song. And I made it the Space Marine chapters, and I drew all of these Space Marines. And so in the back of my mind is all of these names because
they'll be there.
Like, but nothing is coming to me. Carcharodons. Is it Carcharodons? That would have been a good pick.
It's not. We've had that one, but it's not that one, unfortunately. Oh, we've had that one before as well, I think.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Condemners.
That's close.
Consecrators. Contenders.
Oh, hang on a sec. What did you say?
Yeah, Russ, he got it.
I think you actually got it there.
Say go back.
No, it's not contenders. Consecrators?
No, what's the first one you said?
Control Z.
Was it the Condemners?
Did you say that?
Don't give it away then. I said Condemners, Consecrators, and Contenders.
Keep going back.
I think you might have said it early, but I don't want to say it in case you didn't.
Celebrants.
Yes!
Really?
Yes, it is! So,
with an unknown parent chapter and an unknown founding chapter?
Oh baby, we went there.
We went in the world.
Oh yeah, we went completely unknown. It's the classic Legions of Russ. No one knows, no one cares. It's that chapter.
They also host wonderful weddings. They're fantastic.
Yes, so the celebrants. Yeah, so it's celeb and then rants put together. Celebrants. They've got an interesting paint scheme, which is kind of like a sunburst, kind of like your classic Gibson Les Paul kind of design. It's got like yellow feet to the red head. They're kind of their sigil kind of logo is a bit rubbish. It's a star with wings. It feels very American, but it's not a great look. It's not great. Let's be fair.
We're being honest.
But yeah, it's an interesting one. But yeah, completely unknown class.
Jay, this would be a great chapter for you. I would love to see you paint this chapter, Jay. Like a yellow to like a red gradient. That's really cool.
As a memento from your being on the show, you can go to never forget it.
I'm going to score Jay a 2.5, which means he's tying with Ben. And we do have a very on-theme tiebreaker.
Oh,
do you hate Jay?
We want the tiebreaker.
Russ, do you hate Jay?
I thought you said you
Jay,
liked
but
Jay.
this makes it look like I hate him.
Yeah.
Jay. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Would you stay for a tiebreaker? It's going to be very quick.
Of course.
Okay.
Let's do the tiebreaker.
I love it.
I nailed that last one on the first try, so I feel pretty confident.
I feel like you should have the edge in this one. So I'm going to say it's not necessarily a chapter.
Oh.
So, Rhys, I'm afraid you're on the sidelines. It's Ben and Jay in for the tiebreaker. Whoever gets this wins.
Whoever says their name first wins, right?
Yeah. Well, basically.
It's not. Wait, it's
Jay.
not a chapter. Is this going to be
Jay.
like some weird fan made like Little Sisters of Consecration or like what? What does that mean? Not a chapter.
I will say it.
Or does that just
and
mean
then if
anything from any faction of
It basically
40K?
just means anything. It's very linked to the hobby in itself. But try and think outside the box. It's very keyed. So it's 3 words and then a joining word in between. But I'm only going to do you the 2 words and then the adjoining word you can just freely guess. So the first word, it's been a very, very long time. And then the last word, since chainswords clashed or bolters barked. And I'm going to give you another clue. It's a YouTube channel.
Rhys.
It's the best YouTube channel.
Threes to wound.
It's not Threes to Wounds.
Okay, sorry.
Is it somehow Eons of Battle? I have no idea how that
It's
follows.
Eons of Battle. So, Eons, it's been a very long time, an indefinite amount of time since chainswords clashed or bolters barked.
Okay, battle. Okay, sure.
It's Eons of Battle. And Jay is the winner of the Gestinental belt for season 2.
Jay takes it home.
I feel proud.
Yeah. Ben's going to be making the belt and he can ship it out to you. Ben, you got that sorted, right?
Hey, I'll take care of it. Yep. I'll drive it. I'll drive it right
Ben's
over.
next week's hobby segment, Ben's belts. I love it. I can't wait to watch that on the channel.
Jay, thank you
I
so
just feel
much
to
for
be a champion.
indulging us with Legions of Russ.
We'd like
That was something.
It was something.
I picture Jay like someone will ask him how the experience was. He's like, it started off like a pretty normal podcast. Then it got weird. And then they made
Bad.
it stay weird for a long time.
Oh, man.
Oh, geez. Well, that's yeah. Wow. I
been Legions of Russ.
think that's Legions of Russ. Do you play it up over after that, Russ, so we can recover?
Play it one
fourth
more time.
Play us back in.
Good luck to us. We'll only say this once. It's finally time for Legions of Russ.
Back in.
Well, that was a real
geez.
humdinger. Jay, post-conference, post-game conference, how does it feel? What's it like to win? What does it taste like?
It feels good. I'm pretty proud. I've been practicing for a while.
Naturally.
Reading the Lexicanum over and over and over.
It showed. It definitely showed.
Yeah, I think it should. Yeah.
You got to read those unknown, unfounding kind of. They're the ones that'll get you. They're the ones that'll get you.
Yeah, anything with
Not an
less than a
interesting
sentence
read.
of lore is a prime contender.
That's how we should sort from now on when we practice.
Yeah.
Least lore available.
Yeah. What's that? The heraldry
that
is
was
a
great,
question
man.
mark? We gotcha. We're in.
Yeah, good time. Well, thank you, man, for playing along there.
Yeah. Well, look, I think that's probably about our time. So I guess, Jay, thanks so much for joining us. It was unbelievable to have you. Rust, is there a song I believe you prepared now that you're going to play us out with?
I should have done. Now that you put me on the spot, I feel like nipping next door and getting the guitar and just letting the heart sing. But I've got nothing prepared, unfortunately.
Yeah. Jay, thanks for talking a little bit of Kill Team with us, a lot of bit of nonsense with us.
We touched
and,
on it.
I just want to do you a solid. I'm sure this podcast could probably help you out a little bit. Would you like to plug? Would you like to plug what you have going on?
I was going to say, is there anything you'd like to talk about?
Everybody who watches us already watches you. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I already kind of said at the beginning what I do. I make videos. It's fine. Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for having me on. Plenty
man.
more Kill
It's been
Team
a pleasure.
content to come.
Yeah. Make sure
forward to
you
it.
do.
Games Workshop
Look,
had better do Blood Angels or Blood Angels Assault Terminators for Gallowfall, or else I will
Or
have
we'll
some
storm.
choice words for them.
Yep, we'll just have to storm Nottingham. Yep.
Yep.
Hey,
Geez, that's going to be the third
ready.
storming this
I'm
year
ready to
already
go.
we've had to do.
Yep. And you got the hookup, right? Russ, you got the plane tickets covered for that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
And the
I'll
pitchfork.
ship you over on my dime, and we'll go and burn the place down to the ground. I don't know exactly where it is, but if we just go for the Midlands, if we just burn the Midlands, I think
work our way through.
Start from the Midlands and just work our way out. We'll probably catch them.
Easily. Once you get the water on either side, I think we're good burning, and then we can stop. I think that's basically how the plan's going so far.
Like that.
Just the spread.
Yeah.
Once the smoke starts, then we're good.
Yeah. Remember a few months back when that pipe burst near Games Workshop Nottingham and they had to evacuate?
That was us.
Let's say no more. Let's say no more.
We're not taking credit for it, but we're not taking credit for it either.
Exactly.
It did happen right after a bad release. So.
Right after those Kazakin. Yeah. Well, hey, Jay, thanks a ton, man. This has been great. And it's been so fun to have you on. And thanks for chatting Kill Team with us.
Yeah, anytime. This was fun.
And that
what a
was
spicy!
Wow,
what a
spicy episode!
A spicy episode. That was.
We killed
with
Jay
the spiciest
with our kindness. We killed him with our kindness.
He's dead.
With our legions of Russ.
He is dead. Deaded from kind.
So sweet. What a nice dude. Again, big thank you to Jay and Eons of Battle for hanging out with us. We'll just say it. He's a real cool guy, and we love what he does. So thanks again.
I love Jay.
Yeah.
I hate you guys. I love Jay. I'm going to try and get him on the podcast instead of you. Yeah.
Is that why you keep me around? Because I vaguely, when I pull my hair back, look like I could, like vaguely, if you squint real hard, I could look like Jay.
Hang on a sec. Jason? Okay. Is that you?
Jay,
should I share in this outro?
Please.
Yes.
Please.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is a treat to anybody who made it this far. Why would you not stay? Because it's Jay.
Why would
you gotta say because it's Jay.
Yeah.
So I missed that podcast with just an incredible joke, which was a FOMOA, lookalike contest. That's one of the best word plays I've ever heard in my life. So you guys, Americans will know Wendy's. I don't know if anybody knows this, but it's a fast food restaurant in Wendy's. Maybe there are other places. I don't know. And so I'm at Wendy's. I'm getting lunch. Right. I don't frequent here a ton, but it's right next to where I work. And so I'm in line, and this guy, I got my hair pulled back in a bun. Again, just a pasty, chubby white guy with a beard and his hair pulled back. Right. And so I'm sitting in line at the cart, and the guy I pull up to the window, and the guy looks at me. He looks again, and he goes, well, I got to think of just how he said it. And it was like 2 days after the pod went live, and I immediately texted you guys. It blew my mind. He goes, "Whoa, I can't even lie, bro. I thought you were Jason Momoa there for a second." Momoa. And guys, it was such a crazy coincidence. I got so excited. I was in line. I fumbled for my phone to text you guys because listen, that's never happened once in my life. To be clear, will never happen again. This guy probably forgot his glasses and maybe had a head injury or something. But the fact that it happened right after the FOMO situation, it was such a weird coincidence that it blew my flipping mind.
He obviously saw you on the local news outside screaming into
No, I'm not, but I'm the winner of the local FOMO contest.
Check out the badge, sir.
Here's my ribbon.
So just crazy coincidence. Anyways, that's a little treat for anybody
just look at us affecting reality with our show. As always, huge thank you to our Patreons. Huge thank you to our subscribers,
thank you.
listeners, responders. We will be back next week back to the regular live Twitch performance. We just had to edit this one because, well, for Jay's sake, because we didn't know how badly we'd do. So
and it turns out we freaking nailed it, boys.
Or you'll never know because the editing will be that tight. But hey,
well, the episode went for 4 minutes. That was all that was salvageable.
All right, gentlemen. Hey, I got to bounce here. This has been wonderful. Great to see you guys. And again, thanks to Jay. This has been so cool.
Fantastic. See you guys later.